the unseen force controlling your life. Have you ever felt like something in your life is just off? Like no matter how hard you try, everything seems to be falling apart? Your relationships crumble, your finances disappear, and your health deteriorates for no reason. You start feeling drained, as if something or someone is pulling you down. Now let me ask you this. Have you ever considered that someone might be using witchcraft against you? Sounds crazy, right? But what if I told you that thousands of people unknowingly suffer from spiritual attacks every single day? And the worst part? They never even realize what's happening until it's too late. In this video, I'll reveal 5 undeniable signs that someone is using dark energy to manipulate your life. Stay with me till the end, because once you recognize these signs, you'll know exactly how to break free. Before we dive in, make sure to subscribe and hit that like button, because trust me, this knowledge could save your life. Now let's begin. Sign 1. Constant bad luck and unexplainable setbacks. Has it ever happened to you that just when you thought everything was going swimmingly, everything began to fall apart? In the beginning, it's minor setbacks like your car not starting, missing a crucial appointment, or breaking your phone screen from a drop. Discouraging yet controllable. However, obstacles begin to accumulate after that. Your love partner grows emotionally distant. You experience sudden financial setbacks, and your best friend abruptly cuts off all communication. It's as if you've stepped into an unexpected hurricane. Feelings of unease creep in, despite your best efforts to rationalize it as a passing phase, because it seems like things are just getting worse regardless of your actions. There seems to be an unseen barrier preventing you from achieving your goals, experiencing joy and finding tranquility, no matter how much work and effort you put in. Allow me to pose a question to you now. Is the possibility that someone is behind this something you've ever considered? But what if your ill fortune isn't only coincidental? Is it possible that someone is intentionally trying to bring you down by sending you unpleasant vibes? Those that feel envious of your joy will stop at nothing to ruin your mood. Some people achieve this goal by being dishonest, manipulative, or both, while some choose to employ more metaphysical approaches. Indeed, what I said was accurate. There is more to witchcraft than just concocting magical brews. The goal is to prevent someone from achieving their goals, destroy their relationships, and keep them mired in a never-ending cycle of misery. Let that sink in. Has it ever seemed like you can't make any progress at all? Has your romantic life taken a dark turn for no apparent reason? Have you been experiencing a never-ending loop of lethargic progress? If that's the case, you have to wonder if you're simply experiencing terrible luck or if someone is out to get you. You begin to liberate yourself from their control the instant you begin to doubt it. Sign 2. Disturbing dreams and sleep paralysis. This one in particular is rather disturbing. Have you ever experienced the terrifying paralysis that accompanies waking up in the middle of the night? A paralyzing presence fills the room and you are unable to move or speak a word. Your heart races, your body stiffens, and you sense that something is watching you. Or maybe you've been experiencing repeated nightmares, the kind that don't feel like normal dreams. Something ominous like snakes or anonymous people appears to be pursuing you. At other times, it might even feel like you're being drawn into a shadowy underworld. When do you normally awaken? You seem exhausted, like if you went without any sleep. You sense a strange heaviness in your chest, a smothering energy that remains throughout the day. This is not haphazard. Someone is clearly trying to harm you by utilizing supernatural powers. See, it's not always physical violence that people use when they're envious of you or resent the happiness you previously had. Even in the spiritual realm, they are attacking you. How can I get in touch with you the quickest? Through your slumber. When you sleep, your mind is open, your soul is exposed. This is when dark energy strikes the hardest. This is when the negative forces strive to break you from the inside out. But here's what they don't want you to know. The instant you detect their attack, you reduce their control over you. So let me ask you, have you been suffering sleep paralysis or nightmares that feel too real to ignore? Have you ever felt like someone was entering your dreams, observing you, pushing you into fear? In that case, it's not a hallucination. The power you once had is yours again, the second you stand up and refuse to be a victim of fear. Sign 3. Your relationships start falling apart mysteriously. May I inquire of you something? When was the last time you were in a relationship when everything seemed to be falling into place? For no apparent reason and not due to your own shortcomings, but as if an invisible force were conspiring to hinder your progress. Put it in your mind, someday, your significant other will be completely smitten with you and will want nothing more then to spend all day by your side. What comes after that? As if they were an entirely other person. They are icy, emotionally aloof and agitated. Just a warning and no explanation. At first you convince yourself it's simply a difficult patch. Maybe they're stressed. Perhaps simply giving them some room would be enough. However, there is a subtle unease that you can't shake. They avoid eye contact. They starting arguments over nothing, and worst of all, they act as if they don't even know you anymore. And then the ultimate blow comes, they disperse. They vanish from your life, leaving you with no answers. Then out of nowhere, the agonizing quiet replaces the once-in-a-lifetime bond. Is this place familiar to you? If this has occurred to you, you should begin to wonder if it is a natural part of life, or if someone is trying to disrupt your relationships. You see, when someone is envious of you and can't stand to watch you happy, they may resort to spiritual manipulation to ruin the things you hold dearest, the bonds that bind you to others. Whether you refer to it as black magic, the evil eye, or energy manipulation, the fact remains that negative energy has the ability to impact people's emotions. People who want you harm don't necessarily target you directly. They will see to it that the people you care about abandon you. Beginnings are modest. Tension, misunderstandings, and pointless conflicts. However, as time goes on, it develops into something beyond our control. Love that seemed unshakable just moments before begins to crumble before your very eyes. However, what's even worse, it will happen regardless of what you do. My question is this: has someone close to you passed away recently, and you still don't know why? Have you ever given your all to a relationship just to see it end? Have you ever had the unsettling feeling that someone else was manipulating events so that you would wind up shattered and alone? You should get out of bed if that's the case. This doesn't seem right. Your joy, tranquility, and emotional well-being are under assault. The same pattern will keep cropping up until you learn to recognize it. Why? Because they are afraid of being loved themselves. They like it if you're not around. Sign 4. You feel drained and emotionally broken for no reason. Just tell me. When nothing is wrong, have you ever woken up feeling empty, despondent, and exhausted? You glance at your phone and there is no sign of any trouble. At first glance, everything appears to be in order. But deep down you know that something is suffocating you. Feeling down is not it. Remain calm. It's considerably more sinister. It goes unnoticed at first. Your rationalization is that it's simply an off day. However, those terrible days often escalate into weeks and months. And then, out of nowhere, you find yourself transformed into someone entirely new. Your inner fervor? Gone. What is your zest for life? Dead. However, what's even worse? Why? You have no idea. Pay close attention if any of this seems familiar. Reason being, this isn't your run-of-the-mill fatigue. This is the art of manipulating energy. When someone is out to get you, they won't stop at trying to damage your relationships or your luck. They harm your whole essence. Their goal is to make you feel helpless, exhausted, and weak. Because your strength is directly proportional to your weakness, it is their hope that you will not resist. Their goal is to keep you in the dark about what's going on. So they keep chipping away at your strength until you're completely exhausted and unable to fight back. My question is this: have you experienced a sense of disorientation? Even after a good night's sleep, do you find that you're still too tired? Are you experiencing a sense of having your vitality, joy, and identity sapped from you? If that's the case, pay close attention. This is not the norm. This is an assault on your vital energy, and the longer you put it off, the more power they'll have over you. Therefore, the issue is, would you like to regain control of your life? Sign 5. You keep seeing the same nightmares and dark visions. Have you ever had the unsettling sensation of being alone in your room, while perspiring profusely and having your heart racing? Perhaps you just experienced a nightmare that seemed so real, so horrible, that you couldn't shake the terror even after you woke up. This happens more than once. This continues occurring. Something or someone is watching you. You get unpleasant nightmares about dark figures, and you have this sense every time. Initially, you disregard it. Perhaps it's simply stress. Possibly it's all in your head. But then, things begin to deteriorate. Strangers, voices, and ominous settings begin to appear in your dreams. When do you normally awaken? Your vitality seems to have been sapped while you slept. You feel weak and depleted. Inform me. Can you remember a time when you couldn't sleep? The night after having a particularly terrifying dream? Can you remember a time when you felt like your dreams were trying to tell you something? but you weren't sure what it was? If so, pay close attention, this isn't a dream. Here we have a flag. Your subconscious is a prime target for the harmful influences of witchcraft, black magic, or other forms of bad energy, achieving your ambitions, the thoughts that occupy it. As you may be aware, your soul is the first to perceive the influence of negative energy before your rational mind. You are alerted by it. The truth is attempted to be revealed through visions, nightmares, and bizarre, unexplainable dreams that are hard to ignore. Also, what happens if you disregard my words? Ignoring these indicators, the force is just increasing. The intensity of the nightmares increases. Every morning you find yourself more and more worn out. After a while, you begin to feel completely different. My question is this: is it common for you to have recurring nightmares? Does your sleep no longer seem restful but rather exhausting? Am I the only one who feels like someone or something is attempting to get my attention first thing in the morning? Then you must know that this is not an accident if you answered yes. Someone is actively trying to destroy you by flooding you with bad energy. And nothing will change. Things will only worsen until you do something, for the simple reason that they aren't out to harm you. The goal is to exert control over you. They aim to ruin you. So the true question is, are you going to allow them? Alternately, will you resist? How to protect yourself. Now that you are aware of the warning signals, it is time to learn defense strategies. If you give witchcraft permission, it will work. Fear begins to lose its power the instant you become aware of it and decide not to let it rule you. If you're feeling attacked spiritually, there are techniques to purify yourself. Plus, I'll be sure to demonstrate the best way to shield yourself from evil spirits in my next video. Consequently, subscribe if you wish to regain command of your life. Not to mention, your strength surpasses your perception. With that said, thanks for watching, and until next time.